Hi, Nick Green here, Hollywood on Trail. So, once you head out on a long distance hike, you develop a deep love for your gear. It becomes an extension of your body. So, needless to say, there are certain items you just can't leave at home. There are the obvious ones like your tent and sleeping bag, but then there are the more subtle ones that mean the absolute world to you. So here they are, the 5 items I won't hike without. Number 1 is my buff. Versatile. This is your utility player. You can put it around your neck and it'll keep you warm. You can dunk it in water and put it on your head and it'll keep you cool. It's also my everything towel, which is really gross, but you're hiker trash, so it's a compliment. Lean into it. And you could get a fun one too. It's an artistic expression. There you go. We are survivors. I don't know, something like that. Number 2 is my Nanopuff. This thing is an REI Nanopuff that is barely hanging to life because I've used it absolutely so much. You know what? Actually, it works really pretty well still. A few little holes and tears and such here and there, but by and large, still works very well. No matter how warm I think it's going to be on my hike, there's always a chance for rain. There's always a chance a cold front comes through, and I never want to be in a position where hypothermia is even a consideration. I also find it very comfy to sit around in at camp at night and protect me from the bugs, and it gets a little chilly and all that sort of thing. And at the very least, it could become a nice little extra pillow support for you at night. And it's small enough and light enough, it packs down well enough where you won't even notice it. Just stick it in your pack and you barely even know it's there until you really want it, and then you're glad it's there. Number 3, pants. Now, I absolutely hate hiking in pants, but I hate even more not having pants for nighttime. Bugs and the cold are my 2 worst enemies. I remember a particularly buggy day walking through North Carolina on the AT, and I stopped to have some lunch, and within a matter of minutes, I got absolutely destroyed by the mosquitoes, just demolished. So that night was the most uncomfortable night of sleep I've ever had in my entire life. So I promised myself right there and then that whenever it got buggy out, I would just take out the pants and I'd be good to go. And I learned my lesson. It never happened again. I kept my pants right at the top of my pack, and if it ever got even a little bit buggy, just take them out and put them on, have some lunch. It doesn't really affect you while you're walking. It's only when you just sit down and relax for a minute, which, inevitably happens, that they just come after you, man. So pants were extremely helpful for me then. These REI Sahara convertible pants are really cool because they unzip really high down by the boot, so you don't have to take off your shoes to put them on. You just slide them right over, which is super convenient. And trust me, I use them a ton. I continue to use them. They're always in my pack, no matter how warm, no matter how not buggy the trail is going to be. These things are key for me. Number 4 on my list, a water filter / tablets / a boiling water setup / whatever you do to purify your water. We unfortunately live in a world where pollution plays a major role in our water consumption. There's a lake in New York on the AT called Nuclear Lake. And it's not just a catchy name, it's quite literal. Nuclear power plant, the Rockefellers, plutonium runoff into the lake, you get the idea. You can't even swim in it, let alone drink it. And that stuff happens all throughout the world. And though there are certainly areas where you don't technically have to filter your water, like alpine areas and things like that, they're so few and far between. You never know if an animal just happened to die right upstream from where you're filling up your water. So for me, Giardia and anything similar does not sound appealing. So I'm going to take the extra couple of minutes and filter my water. I use the Sawyer Squeeze filter with the Canuck system, the gravity system, and I'll go over in a separate video how I make this work because I absolutely love this system. And number 5, my trowel, my best friend. For clear and obvious reasons, this thing stays in my pack. How to poop on trail. I'll go over that in a separate video, but clearly a good thing, a positive thing to dispose of your waste correctly. Digging a cat hole, pooping in it, I don't know, it's kind of fun. You make a game out of it. Whatever your system is, whether you have toilet paper or a bidet, or you just shake really hard, I don't know. Please bury your waste or pack it out. And a bonus item that you may not expect, my journal. I could not imagine one of my hikes without a reflection of the experience. Whether I have my camera or my journal, there has to be moments where I just stop and reflect on what I'm doing. Otherwise, I can get caught up in the go, go, go and not truly appreciate why I was out there to begin with. And it could be any medium you want. I've met people who draw a nice picture at the end of the day. I've met people who make voice memos each night. They call it their captain's log. I like to film or write. From time to time, I'll go back and read some of my entries, and it puts me right back in that world and invigorates me to get back out there again. You also don't realize how many moments you've forgotten out on trail. Moments that seemingly didn't mean much to you then, but now that I look back on it, mean the world to me. So this is an absolute must in my pack. Look, I even have a leaf from Maine, from my from my Appalachian Trail through hike. Right? That's incredible. All right, that is it. My must-have gear items in my pack. Now, clearly, all gear is very personal, so you may have different must-have items in your pack. Go ahead and leave a comment and let me know what you will not hike without. And as always, if you can't carry it in your pack or in your soul, you don't need it.